Hey, Sharam, Namdarian here. This video is going to be sort of like a channel online content update. It's not just for YouTube. I'm going to be putting this on my Instagram. I'm going to be putting this on my Facebook page. If you don't want to watch the whole video, basically to summarize this, I'm going to be moving in some interesting directions. If you want to find out what those interesting directions, please watch the whole video. And if you don't, well, just get ready to watch me put shit out online and just have a great time. So I've been a Sharam Namdarian like life coach, emotional healer for quite a while now. I don't know, maybe 6, 7 years, 8 years. I don't fucking know. When was the exact time that I started? You know, it's one of those things where you feel like you've been doing, like, you've been sort of doing it for your whole life. And if you look back, you can definitely find examples of it. But I have been working online as a life coach, as a relationship coach, dating coach, sexuality coach, all of these sorts of social coach as well, with using powerful emotional healing strategies for quite a while now. And what happens when you do that is you learn a fuck ton about yourself. Personally, the stuff that I teach when I'm like, hey, have you ever thought about feeling your fucking emotions? I have taken to a ridiculous level to the point that socially, dare I say sexually, all of these alleys, like, you know, socially, sexually, spiritually, I have gotten to certain levels that I never ever really thought that I would get to. And as I've been looking and healing my relationship with business and my online content, it's become very apparent to me that I actually never really got to the level that I wanted to get to. And as I'm looking and as I'm surrendering to my emotions and I'm processing my emotions, and if you don't know about surrender, well, you know, watch any of my other videos before this. It's become very apparent to me that the reason why I never got as successful, in quotation marks, as I ever wanted to be was honestly because I wasn't doing exactly what I wanted to do. And while I do love coaching, I'm not giving that up. Fuck, I love seeing, you know, I get, when I'm working with people one-on-one, I get like I have a message system with them. So it's like I can see where they're at, and it's always really fucking cool. I'm not giving that up. But what I am saying is the little cocoon that is Sharam is ready to burst forth and come out into the butterfly that he is. Now, I have been recently exploring the idea of stand-up comedy. And as stand-up comedy for me, as has been one of the most synchronistic journeys I've ever been on. Like, it has brought up and allowed me to surrender and process so much shit that I never even thought. That because I've only been doing it this year, like my social skills, my ability to connect, people, it's always so funny. People always deify me. I said this to my girlfriend the other day and she just fucking laughed at me. But people sort of do deify me as some form of social god. Like wherever I go, people are like, wow, you're so social. And they're often surprised when I say I still have anxiety. Ironically, a lot less now than I've ever fucking had, let's be honest. But that's because of the process I teach, and I believe that deep down inside, we're all just social people. You know, regardless if you're introverted or extroverted, there are ways to do it that's integrated with who and what you are. I see introverted people who own their introversion, and they do it in a very perfect way for them. But I've been doing stand-up comedy and meeting comedians and networking and just really getting out there. And it's really fulfilling me in a way that I have never been fulfilled through just coaching. Because being a coach is sort of, at least modern day coaching, you spend a lot of time online. And I like that. But what I like more than that is actual human physical connection. That's actually what I love. And I spent a lot of time like, oh, what's a good video? What's like building websites and stuff like that. And I fucking love that. Let's be honest. What I'm trying to say, to summarize everything, what I'm trying to say is I'm not letting go of the past. I'm not giving up anything. But what I'm doing is I'm adding to what I'm doing. And what that means is I want to produce more funny content. I want to produce more informal content that by its own right is not trying to get anywhere, is not trying to educate someone or to lead someone to another goal or to be like, hey, have you ever thought about this program? Or is not trying to heal someone. Content that has its own purpose, that its own purpose is its own expression, which is just, it's funny, it's authentic, it's just genuine. And the reason why I feel like this is just the natural way is as I move more into comedy, I will be healing my relationship with making jokes, sharing things, all this sort of stuff, and it's already sort of coming together. Now, you might have already seen me produce some stuff. If you follow me on Instagram, I do a lot of Instagram Reels or TikToks or YouTube Shorts, whatever you want to fucking call them, right? Whatever you want to call them. And it has been interesting because, you know, we have to sort of connect with the modern forms, but at the same time, I'm not trying to please anyone, if that makes sense. Like, I've surrendered and processed enough that I'm aware of trends and I'm aware of what people do, but I'm not necessarily trying to be like, all right, this will get that result. I'm gonna do this. I'm like, fuck it. Let's do this stupid ass dick joke. Let's see what fucking happens. And some people like it and some people don't. And that creates so much authentic, more connection than I've ever fucking had in any online thing. And while I still do love doing personal development videos, and I know some of you guys like it too, and I won't stop. I haven't been producing as much as I'd like to. I'm going to be reconnecting my relationship with this sort of content as well in the future. But man, life is fucking worth living. You know, sometimes I've often said sometimes you're not successful because you didn't really like it wasn't actually what you wanted. But sometimes you're not successful because you didn't get, like, you weren't wanting enough. You know what I mean? Last year during COVID, I had a COVID job. I was working at Melbourne Wholesale Market, and it was a lot of good thinking time because I'm just using my body. Basically, I was just being paid to exercise. Really good. And during that time, I'm just surrendering and surrendering and surrendering and surrendering and surrendering all my emotions, feelings like I don't know what I'm doing with my life, feeling very unlovable, things like that, processing it. What ended up happening is like, well, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Just do it all. Try it. Try things. Get involved. So I don't only want to produce personal development videos and funny videos and vlogs and stuff like that. I want to also create informative things about my life, things that have a high production value, and simultaneously things that are so fucking low effort, you're probably like, why did he fucking put this out there? Because it doesn't matter. It's really easy to get caught up in rules and ideas of what works and what doesn't work. And, you know, there's a song that I love that I can't fucking remember, but I know it plays and I care. And if you Google this lyric, you'll probably find it. It's people tend to listen when they hear your soul. That's a lyric from a song that I can't remember for the life of me. People tend to listen when they hear your soul. And I fucking love that. And I have seen through the healing process that what ends up happening is you surrender and you process your emotions, say for example, socially or romantically. People fucking hear you. You know, when I'm working with people in relationships, what ends up happening is they're like, oh, I was dating and this and that, and now everyone's listening to me now, or everyone's like suddenly finding me attractive. It's like, I don't understand what's happening. It's like, because they can hear you now. And so what I'm trying to say, which is what I finally fucking figured out what I'm trying to say, is that this entire time I have been in some way limiting myself. I have been in some way limiting myself by telling myself that I need to be a life coach and teach people how to heal, and that's it. And that's it. No more limiting. No more trying hard to be something that I'm not. Tried really fucking hard. Now I just want to be me. You know, I often talk about the healing process. I fucking love not only doing it, teaching it, facilitating it, but also talking about it. Let's be honest. That's why I have a channel where I talk a lot about it. But like, you know, I talk about healing your relationship with, you know, relationship with other people and sexuality and stuff like that. Apply it to something that you genuinely care about and fucking see results. I'm surrendering now things in my, in comedy. First of all, I feel like I'm not doing enough shows. I haven't done any in the last like week or so because I've been sick and, you know, that sort of stuff. But also like the community's not what I expected. Like there's a lot of open mics, but they're also very curated. So you got to know people. So now I'm processing my like networking things like, oh God, like, I don't know, I'm not ready, you know, things like that. But also stuff around jokes, you know, like becoming a stand-up comedian, you sort of have to lift heavier weights than just being funny. You know, you're with your friends, you can joke around, there's context, you know, there's a lot of stuff that just help you out. When you're doing stand-up comedy, it's a whole fucking different thing. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up just because my phone's ringing now. But if you have any comments or any things or any, you know, nice things you want to say, please let me know. I do like producing videos like this. And what I'm trying to say is I'm going to stop limiting myself on what kind. So if you see different kinds of videos, please be supportive. Please join me on this journey. I'm still going to teach you how to hear yourself. I'm still going to be your guru Sharam, but I'm also going to be, I'm allowed to make that accent. I'm half Indian. But I'm also going to be producing a lot of other stuff. And I want to connect with other people. I've always tried to make like, I'm the coach. I'm the one presenting myself. I've got to do this. Let's fuck around. Life's worth living. Not worth pretending. I'll talk to you soon.